Understanding the way money works, savings, spending, use of credit, or in other words, financial literacy, is an important part of a healthy community. So let's look at the savings calculator. Look at my cursor on the left. Let's say your grandma gave you $500 for your birthday and you decided to put every bit of that in a banking account. You decided, if you follow my cursor down, that you're going to not touch that money for 10 years. It's going to sit in that savings account. And let's say that you could find a bank that would offer you 0.5% interest, which is a pretty low amount of interest, pretty average and common right now in a savings account. Let's say you also decided that you were going to add an additional $50 every single month to that banking account. At the end of 10 years, if you follow my cursor to the upper middle, you would have $6,679. And if you come down to this chart at the bottom, you can see that year by year, that amount of money, that initial $500 plus $50 a month at a pretty low interest rate, 0.5, would net you that amount of money year by year. Now I want to change some numbers. Let's change this years to save number. Watch what happens to the total. Let's say instead of 10, I decide not to touch it for 15 years. Let's increase that to 20. You get a sense. Remember that these numbers have not changed at all. Let's increase that to 35. So you can see that that investment you made with your grandma's birthday money, if you leave it alone to grow, it's going to make a pretty considerable growth. I'm going to put this number back down to 10. This is the number of years to save. And I want to show you, if it'll let me, I want to show you what would happen if I changed this number. Let's say instead of 50, I can only do 20 a month. And at this point in your life, that may be all you can do is 20 a month. Let's move this number again. So at the end of 10 years, at just $20 a month, every month, never touching the balance, I'm going to increase to 15 again. Then I'm going to go to 20, and you're looking at that number go up. And then I'm going to go to 35. And what you're really looking at is a very small amount of money that you started with. You've saved it for a long time. You're not contributing very much to it. But that interest rate is going to help you build some savings. Let me show you a little bit about what would happen if interest went up. So here we are back at our original numbers. Let me put this back at 50. Those were our original numbers. Let's see if we can find a better interest rate at a bank. So if I have my original investment at 500, I'm saving it for 10 years, I've got that same interest rate, I'm putting $50 a month. Remember, that was the number I would have at the end of 10 years. But let's get a better bank rate. Let's try to find a bank that would pay me, instead of 0.5, would pay me 1%. That's the difference. So look at that again. If I could do even better, and this would be hard in the current economy, that would be the difference. So the message here would be this. Start with what might seem like a large amount to you now. Consider saving it over a long-term period of time. Get the best interest rate you can find. Add to it on a regular basis without fail as much as you can afford, even if that's only $10 a month. And over time, you're going to find that you could show quite a nice savings account.